Hi and welcome to Firewolf Self-Reliance. This is our second video. Our first one came out about 3 weeks ago on what to do if you're lost in the wild. In that video I'd mentioned I wanted to start doing a series on the 5 C's of survivability, or the 5 categories of items you should be carrying with you when you're out on the trail. Today we're going to be using 2 of those 5 C's, being cover and cordage, to show you how to set up a quick deploy ridgeline and shelter in a time of emergency. Say you're out in the rain, out in the cold, you need to get sheltered up quick. We're going to show you how to do this so you can get one set up quick and get out of the elements. So stick around. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take about, I think this is about a 50 foot section of 550 paracord. And on one end I'm going to tie a loop. And it can be a bowline, it can be an overhand loop. That's usually what I use, just to be kind of ghetto and simple. But very simple. You just want a loop in the end of that. You're going to take that end with the loop and go around the tree with it. You're going to reach through the loop, grabbing the longer end of the paracord. You're going to drop either a stick or a tent stake in it, whatever you want, just something to secure that. And this is a modified marlin hitch or spike hitch. And the great thing about this is it not only sits up fast, it also comes down fast. As soon as you pull that toggle out of it, it comes off. So we'll sit this back up again, and I'm going to sit it roughly about waist height. Well, if I can get it. Once I've got this end tied off, I'm going to come around to the next tree. And before I get any further with this, one of the things you guys need to take into consideration when you're out like this is, one in particular, of your 4 W's. You've got wind, water, wood, and widow makers. So before you guys set this up, you may be in a hurry, you may be caught in the rain. You need to look up and look for large dead branches hanging off these trees that could fall on you and hurt you, or even worse. So take that into consideration before you set your shelter up. Next, we're going to take the other end of the paracord, or ridgeline, go around the next tree. And quit getting tangled up in it. And once you've come around the tree with your ridgeline or your paracord, you want to make sure you're in the right position. If you're right-handed, you want to make sure you come around the tree in a way where your right hand is facing your spike hitch, or where your line is tied off on the other tree. You're going to reach across to that line with your left hand, your 4 fingers, and you're going to twist and then pull up, pulling toward the tree with the spike hitch, like this. Sometimes it takes me 2 hands. That one's a bit big, but it'll work. Then you pull your excess line. Just be patient with me, my hands are a little cold today. Once I've done that, I'm going to cinch my ridgeline back to where it's nice and tight. I'm going to come in and pinch this knot, throw this over, reach through, pull it up, forming a locking knot and holding it in place. And I can clean that up a little bit and shorten it. I can gather my line up and make it a little neater so I'm not getting tangled up on it like that. For now, we'll just leave it here. Now we're going to come to the shelter building part of it, or actually hanging the shelter. And what is typically used on this, or what I've seen used and like, is prusik loops. And here you'll see a couple of prusiks with a couple of cheap dollar store carabiners on them. And all a prusik is, and let me back up a little bit, but I make these out of number 36 bank line. And the reason I like using these, using this to form these prusiks, it's a smaller diameter than the paracord, and it's coated in tar, so it bites into that ridgeline quite well. What we're going to do is make 3 loops from the bank line. Usually the one I put in the center is a little bit longer than the other 2. You're just going to go around once, go around twice, going around a third time, and then if I can get this correct, cleaning it up a little, getting it nice and neat. I've got the knot where I tied it together in the wrong spot, but it should work. And the beauty of these is, if you push one direction or the other, they slide quite easily. When you pull one direction or the other on the loop that's hanging out, it locks into place. And this is great for setting up the actual tarp. You can tension your tarp. And what we're going to be using for shelter today, and I highly recommend these for people's emergency shelters. If you're just getting into the outdoors, bushcraft, survival, whatever it may be, these are a great option because of the mylar backing or reflective backing. They're great for reflecting heat down on you. Again, I'm setting this up in the configuration of an emergency shelter. All I'm going to do is take that cheap dollar store carabiner, lock that in. I'm going to figure out where I want it. See, this is the beauty of these. Again, I can slide this wherever I need it. I can move my tarp from one end to the other, no problem. Get your second one, same thing. Just going to lock it in there, pull it a little bit tight, doesn't have to be too tight or real tight. Then I'm just going to stake the back of it out. And I'm just using a couple of cheap Walmart style tent stakes, aluminum tent stakes. I need to upgrade pretty soon and get some better ones. And there you have it. Let me tighten this one up a little bit first. Make it look a little neater. And always put your stakes in at an angle so they don't pull loose. But there you have it. This is a quick deploy emergency shelter. Depending on what you like, you can drop your ridgeline lowering this edge, or you can do what you want to with it. Again, in case of an emergency, you're caught out in the rain, whatever the case may be. This doesn't take much. It doesn't take long to set up. It's compact, lightweight, and cheap. I bet I don't have probably about 25 bucks in this whole thing with the tarp, the paracord, everything. Let me back up a little bit. I don't think I explained it at the beginning of the video. I used to use different methods of tying out my ridgeline for shelters such as this. And then I come across this one on a YouTube channel called Corporal's Corner with Sean Kelly. I seen this and went out and tried it and really liked it. It just made perfect sense. With me, simple as in, the simpler the better, the easier, the quicker. With simplicity, you're saving time, calories, and hydration setting these things up. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that are fussy about how they do things, about their knots, or the way they set their shelters up. Do what works for you. Again, I'm kind of aiming this at the beginner or the newbie to the trail, as far as what they can do or how to set up a shelter quick to get themselves out of the rain. So there you have it. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll be doing some more on the 5Cs, cutting tools, combustion, container, etc. But today we really wanted to get out and get this one done. Again, we hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that like or subscribe button and ring that notification bell for new videos coming up. Again, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.